Hello, my little munchkins, my little crones, and my little chickens. How are you this fine day? Well, here it's a little rainy. It's midday. It's a little rainy. But other than that, everything is copacetic. And I hope it is that way for you. Well, anyway, this is the Brown Round. And we have some really hot topics. Baby Crone and I both have a couple of things that we want to vent about. So let me welcome Baby Crone on to the table.
Yes,
on,
Baby Crone.
Baby Crone, could you throw me back and give me some lightning? Because that's what we plan on bringing, right?
Yes.
Throw it back and give it. Ew, yes. And it's for you. So let's get started. Well,
Okay.
who want to go first? You or me? Should we spin the pen? Well, nobody. So let's see.
Okay.
Okay, well it's pointing. Let's see, fix that. Let's see. One more
Baby
spin.
Crone is in mine.
Oh, it's
Okay,
Baby
it's Baby
Crone.
Crone.
The point pointed to Baby Crone. So, okay, Baby Crone, what you gonna start out the Brown Round with?
I'm going to start off with Beyonce. Because, man, if I don't talk about Beyonce, well, as we all know, who doesn't know unless you live underneath a rock, but Beyonce dropped her album Renaissance July 29th. And to my dissatisfaction, she did not post a music video. I'm not sure if it's just because I'm spoiled by artists putting out music videos for their songs, but I was just expecting Beyonce would have came out with like a music video or something. I mean, she did. It was 18 seconds, and it was just titled Renaissance, ... And I'm just like, is this your teaser for your Renaissance music video, or are you just giving us a taste of what you want to bring? I don't know, Beyonce. I am just very disappointed because I love your music. I was really hyped for this album release. Actually, I was counting down the days for this album to come out to see a music video, to just not see a music video. So that's my disappointment with Beyonce. I will listen to your album though still, just to see what the hype was, even though I didn't get a music video.
Well, she made this little snippet, didn't she? It was like black and the ring, and what was that all about, you think?
I don't know, hey, listen, the first song on her album is I'm That Girl, so maybe it was just to show her off being in a Renaissance look. Whatever it is. I did enjoy it, I'm not gonna lie. It was a good 18 seconds, and it cut off so abruptly that it had me watch it again because I was like, that's it? Felt like just enough taste to keep you wanting more, which is a good thing because that way you're gonna make her money.
Well, my thing about Beyonce, one of the things that I noticed, I looked at the top 100 Billboard, and her number at the time when I looked at it was number 7. So Lizzo was, I believe, number 1.
Yes.
So that was shocking because Beyonce has been out now for about, 6 weeks.
Yes.
And she has not made number 1. So people wasn't feeling, I mean, they're going to make her something. But to know that she didn't make number 1 and Lizzo made number 1, actually, I feel like that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, just because Beyonce put out a song, it doesn't mean she should be number 1. Now, maybe another song on the album should be number 1 or could be number 1. No fault to Beyonce. But also, my thing with Beyonce is that thing that's going on to my milkshake things and the boys in the yard, and they better than yours. And what's her name?
I can't remember her name.
You gotta pull her up. My
I do
milkshake
remember
things
this
and the
song.
boys in the yard, and they it's better than yours. They what's her name? Her name is
Khalees?
Khalees. And my thing is, everyone is saying, not everyone. There are some people that understand are saying, Khalees, it shouldn't be complaining. However, I understand. They're saying who music it go by, Pharrell and all that. I understand. But if I made a song and that was a song that belonged to me, regardless of who made it, just out of respect, you could have sent me a letter. Yeah. You could have said, well, Pharrell and them, I went through the proper channels. Could you please, let me go another way with this. when they was, I'm telling you, even that, even Jennifer Holiday, or
Hudson?
no, Jennifer Hudson was the one to sing it, but I think Jennifer Holiday was the one that made it a smash in the play. And even Jennifer Holiday and Jennifer Hudson sang that song together. So sometimes it's not even about whether you made the song. She was the one that made the lyrics make you love the song. So I believe that you should have gotten in contact with her, Beyonce. I mean, you know, I understand, but you know what? It's just sometimes common courtesy.
Yes.
That's what I feel. And I have a little beef about that. And my little pet peeve is sometimes what gets on my nerves is these people that have everything. Everything. And they always going and taking more.
Yes.
They just take more. I know everyone is saying she went by the proper channels. Yes, but you missed the artist. Whether or not, I understand, because I would feel that way. Because if Beyonce would have said, I would have paid homage and said, this is Shalice, whatever, but you didn't even talk to her about it. And me, I would have an issue with that. And I know a lot of people said that they wouldn't, but I would.
It's basically plagiarism. And we all know, is if you're taking,
though the song belonged to Pharrell. I don't know about the lyrics.
Right, but not paying homage to where you got your music from.
Well, she did. I just don't think that she gave. You understand what I'm trying to say? For Release, what's her name? Khalees sang it, but she didn't make it apparently.
Oh, okay.
You see, that's what we gotta understand. So understanding that. Yes, Beyonce was in her right partially for going to Pharrell. But if it was me, I'm cut out of it and I'm the artist. It's because of me that it made it the way it made it. And to not acknowledge me,
that is true.
that would bother me. I would be offended. Why? Because it's Beyonce. Why? Because you got everything.
Right.
And I understand that Felice just lost her husband, allegedly. So she could be feeling a kind of way. And you know, she's not in the music industry like that. So just to go and just don't acknowledge the singer of the song, I'm sorry. I would have an issue with that. And you know what? And maybe that's why it's 6 weeks and her song is not #1. Maybe. Because it just seemed like to me, Beyonce is taking beats from other people too. You know? So, you know what? I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. But don't go with, you know, when we think of Beyonce, we think of Beyonce coming up with everything new.
Yes.
I don't think of Beyonce biting other people's music. Besides, well, this is a renaissance and you go back. I still think she could have told at least that. I really do. Well, that's my opinion. Baby Crone, what do you think?
My opinion is that Beyonce, I feel like my hands are tied with Beyonce. I don't know what to say about her. It's like I like her one moment, then another moment I don't like her.
Okay. Moving on. My pet peeve is people not accepting Will Smith's apology to Chris Rock and his family. What I want to know is, what would it take? What does it take? You know, at the end of the day, and let me be 100, you don't have to mean an apology. I don't know who told people when you say you're sorry, you have to mean it. No, you don't have to. Sometimes you just say, I'm sorry, or I apologize for peace. For peace sometimes. Or so things can get put away. Sometimes you could say you're sorry, but you don't feel as though that justice is your way. But for peace sake, in this case, I truly believe that Will Smith was apologetic.
Yeah, I believed it.
People said, well, he was looking at the monitor. Of course, because he was reading questions apparently that someone asked. You know, if you look for trouble, you find it. At the end of the day, what more can you do? He apologized to the mother. That's what really made it sincere to me. He apologized to the mother because he said he didn't take an account of that.
Right, and he didn't even drag his wife into it.
Yeah, he even said, when his wife, I wish he didn't bring Jada in it because it let me feel like Jada, when he stood up, you could have said, no, honey. No, honey. You could have, but you done nothing. I don't know. It's like you devoid of something. It's like, well, I love Jada, I do, but it's like you devoid of something. It's lacking. It's like you lack showing emotion. It's to me. And I've been watching Jada for a while. I'm not saying she don't cry. I'm not saying that. And I'm not saying that she don't hold her husband. But I'm just saying, it just seems to me she doesn't show emotion like that.
Right.
Because she didn't stop him or no honey or nothing. And for that, when he came on and he said, it's not Jada's fault. I'm paraphrasing. It's not Jada's fault. Just because she rolled her eyes, that didn't give me the right. That all of that is fine and good. That's like he's trying to cover everybody.
Yes.
And his wife trying to say, please leave Jada alone. I leave Jada alone. My only thing with Jada is you could have done something. Yeah. You could have stood up. You could have said, Will, come here, baby. You could have done something, and you didn't. And that to me makes me feel you devoid of something. You lack something in your character. In my opinion, I'm not a doctor, but you lack something. Nevertheless, I truly believe the apology. He said he lost his friendship with Chris Rock's brother. He said that Chris Rock wasn't ready to accept the apology. I get it. But now about all of this, how I feel, I'm starting to feel like, Will Smith, he just got this $35 million, was it $35 million thing to play, and you should have been reading on this, $35 million, I think it's $35 million movie deal. I think he's going to be playing a slave. You could be looking it up while I'm talking about it. And my thing is, you have a lot of people saying, oh, I don't want to see no slave movie. Well, let me tell you something. How are the younger people going to know? Every 2 or 3 years, there should be a slave or something.
Emancipation comes out next year.
And it should be. And I would love to see him in that because I've never seen Will play anything like that. I would be the first in line. I would be the first to want to see that. And because we ought to keep our history before us. The Jews do it. The Caucasians do it. The Asians do it.
Yeah.
The Russians, everybody does it. But we as a black people are offended. But yet every year you want to celebrate holidays. Like this one was Juneteenth. I mean, I didn't even know what it was. So don't you think it should be a movie or a documentary? And then there's the other generation that's rising up. You should be able to play it forward. Every 2 to 3 years, no more than 5 years, there should be a slave movie coming out, or about sharecroppers, or about what it was like back in those days in the early 1900s, in the 1800s, in the 17th and the 1600s. Or what was it like during those days? What was religion like? What was the world like? What was all these things like? What was astrology like? But you get all this if you look at Prime, because Prime talks about all of this.
Yes,
but
it does.
I have digressed. My point is that we should not be so negative about our history when we're fighting for holidays. It should be before our eyes so we won't forget. Remember that. The Jews keep it before their eyes. They're always making movies. Why? So you won't forget the atrocities that has happened. And if you don't want it, you want to take down all the monuments and everything, but yet the white man still want to hold on to the Confederate flag. They're saying we won't be erased. And you're like, I don't want to see no black movie. I'm sick. Have you lost your mind? My people. My people. Keep it before our eyes so we won't forget, so the young generation won't forget. So they'll know and make the changes that need to be made so we can all become one. That's all I'm saying. Well, that was my pet peeve. You know, with Will Smith, people saying that they don't believe. You know what? He doesn't owe us anything. Whatever we got it on Academy night.
Yes,
This
he
was
did.
this was for Kris and his family. And if Chris Rock don't want to take it, well, I don't know. I'm thinking different. I think because it was so weird. I don't know if it was Macbeth. I don't know what play it was. To me, this seems like, I don't even know if it was real. Because I already knew that the apology was going to come. Chris Rock grew from this. How do I know that this wasn't all staged to make Chris Rock relevant again? Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But it just seems like Chris Rock is doing very well. And I'm happy for him. But before this happened, where was Chris Rock?
You're right.
I'm just saying. The last thing I know about Chris Rock, was Good Hair. The movie.
Oh,
His
okay.
documentary movie.
Oh.
So, I don't know. So, as far as I'm concerned, thank Will. He did you a favor. And again, the way that you handled it, I think it was absolutely a gentleman. I take nothing away. But it would be wonderful the day that you and Will Smith can get together, talk about it. Now, that's something to see and to behold. Whether it was real, whether it was live, or Memorex.
I hope.
I went old school, so I know.
Now that we've had this apology, I am waiting for Chris Rock and Will Smith to have this apology, because Will said to Chris in the interview, he was like, Chris, I'm ready to talk whenever you are. And I'm just like, you publicly put it out there. Now you guys have to talk.
No, because Chris said he's just not ready yet. Right. And that's okay.
Understandable.
Will
took his time. You should take your time.
And another thing, and this is the last thing I want to say about this, unless Baby Crone want to say something. The last thing I want to say about this is that they are two dynamite brothers, and I know somewhere they're going to get it together. I wish Chris the best. He's soaring right now. I wish his career soar. As for Will Smith, man, I can't wait to see him like this. This is a character actor. I can't wait to see the movie. I'm excited about it, and this lets me know that it was just a slap. He didn't kill him. It's a way you can look at it. I look at it where he stood up for his wife. Mm-hmm. You can look at it whatever way you want. As far as I'm concerned, it's all over. He apologized because he's coming back on the scene. His punishment is like 2 kids. It's like, well, he can't go back to the Academy Award no more for 10 years. Well, okay. So now we have something to look forward to. If Will Smith lived another 10 years, and they're going to make sure he probably get a movie, and we're going to be like, oh, he's back. See, it's always drama with Hollywood, and that Holly stick.
Mm-hmm. So. What popped into my mind while the Crone was talking was the Emancipation movie, which is a slave movie. And I was thinking, because we were talking about this a little bit earlier, so I'm biting off of Crone a little bit. What she was talking about. But what if what if Will did this slap to feel humiliation and know what it feels like, or maybe how slaves would have felt to have the whole world, or to feel hated in a sense, and to really feel what it's like to be in that mode, and how we're going to deal with it, to get into that slave mentality. Hey, he's the slave of the system after all. So maybe he just needed to like feel it a little bit more. I don't know. Maybe that was like a punishment. He had to
Do
live
himself
out.
right, and adding to what Baby Crone said again, they both were going through mental ailments before this happened. Will Smith needed to be humiliated. He wanted that. He wanted to be humiliated. He wanted to fall. You got to understand this. He said it in an interview. I may not be saying it, but I am telling you, he wanted this humiliation. And Chris Rock was dealing with his own. So remember, in all things, there is no mistake. If you believe in God, then you have to believe in faith. Mm-hmm. If you look at it, these two men needed a tumble. One needed to wake up and one needed to tumble. And it happened, and it will work itself up. If you believe in God, then believe in faith that all things work together for the good. Remember that. And that is all I have to say about that. Now, Baby Crone, what is it that you want to talk about?
What I want to talk about is getting a little political, but it's all about how everything relates to each other, because here we're going to talk about Birttney Griner and what the U.S. wants to do. Well, really, President Biden, because he's our president. He's going to be the one making the decisions after all.
Excuse me, and I want you to know I know very little about this story because I've been following so many stories, so I know very little bit, so be accurate.
Yes, I have my notes right here. It's not official yet, but Biden is in the works of planning out a prison trade, as they call it, with Russia. Russia wants back Viktor Bout, or Viktor Bout, however you say it. I don't speak Russian, my apologies. And he's a really big, I should have looked how many years he's been in prison, incarcerated in America. But he was a very big arms dealer. Now, just in case if nobody knows what arms mean, it means weapons. Mm-hmm. So, and this is what Russia wants back, and the U.S. is debating. They have, first off, there are many citizens, well, not many, well, quite a few U.S. citizens that are detained in Russia. And currently, when I was looking up some of this news, just yesterday there was reported that another U.S. citizen was detained in Russia for possession of marijuana. When are you guys gonna learn? But yeah, and so we have this problem. So Biden is trying to figure out how can he get Birttney Griner back and another U.S. citizen who
So do they want to do a trade?
Yes, a prison trade.
So they want to do two. Do they want to do two people coming out, Birttney and a white man?
Yes.
Okay.
For this.
I do know that they want two. And so are we going to release two?
No, we're just going to give Viktor Bout because Russia really wants him back.
For two?
Yes.
Okay, do you think they're going to do it? Do you think Russia's going to take it? Because it sounds like to me they still not wanting to release Birttney. Mm-hmm. They still want to hold on to her.
Yes, because right here, what is so important about Viktor is that he was a Soviet military translator. Now, what is a military translator? They provide military personnel, people who are in the military, with foreign language and cultural awareness. Mm-hmm. So therefore, Viktor could have been, well, Viktor would have to be bilingual, both speak Americans speak English and Russian.
I understand what you mean. I understand what you mean. Yes.
And so what he was doing was when he wasn't in Russia, he was here in America. Maybe he was like a refugee. I wasn't very clear on that detail. But he was here in America smuggling armed weapons from the Soviet Union to Africa and the Middle East to help aid in their wars, but he was doing it illegally. So, because, to smuggle something, therefore you're hiding it and to not have it found out by the military or all the authorities because you're doing something illegal. And this illegal act Viktor was doing was adding to the fuel of the fights in Africa and the Middle East, and that's why the U.S. arrested Viktor Bout because they wanted to stop him from aiding in these wars while in America. So therefore you're kind of putting America into the fight because you're on our soil fighting and helping countries that either we're trying to help stop and you're aiding to their fuel to keep it going, which could be like a very bad thing for America because you're just continuously keeping this fight going that we're trying to end. And I don't know what Russia wants him back for because he left Russia for some reason, but Russia wants him back, maybe because he used to be in the military and they could use him for military reasons. I have no clue, but that's what they're trying to trade Birttney Griner for. So an NBA player for a military convict in a sense, which, how do you guys want to weigh that?
Well, I want to weigh on it. Well, you know, I could be way off field, but nevertheless, I'm not the only one. One of my subscribers may feel the way I feel. I don't know. I feel like this is, you know, Russia know that there's a racial thing in this country because Russia can be very racist and very prejudiced itself. We know the history about Russia and Hitler. We know. So they are very keen on racism. So to hold her back, it will always make it look like America is not doing enough to bring home this black woman to start a friction. That's what it's feeling like to me. Now that may not be it at all, but it certainly gives you a pause to go, because if I know your weakness, I know your country, I know what your police officers do with black people, I know how you treat them, why would I give her back to you like that? Oh no, baby.
Right.
Because if I want to stir you up, this is a Cold War, I'm going to make her suffer for you.
Yes.
Why? Because now you give her back because them black people going to want her back. And what are you going to get for it? That is my opinion. I can be misled or wrong, but that's how I would be thinking if I had somebody. Because at this point, as far as I'm concerned, she's very much important cargo.
Yes.
To me.
And it would make sense because the Russia and Ukraine are still fighting, and of course America is still helping. So Russia feels like you are helping my enemy,
Absolutely.
and I'm holding what you want. So
To
I'm
help
gonna
you
use something to abuse you to get maybe you to get lock out, or maybe I can get something I want.
And it's like, yeah, in the scheme of things, it may be like, who is she? She's everything. Why? Because we want, I know that every black person in this country, and white people, I'm sure, want her home because this is the first time I've ever heard of a black woman being held hostage in a war. And I'm like, what do you have to do to bring her home? I'm concerned about her health. I'm concerned about everything about her. You know, I know how she got there, but come on, guys, there's something more to this, and I truly believe it. So prayers always going up for her, always going up, and maybe whatever the trade is going to be something Russia really, really want to let her go. But I assure you one thing: they're not going to do nothing too much to hurt her. They're not going to do too much to hurt her. I don't believe that for one moment. Because then you're going to piss America off.
Yes.
And you know what, Russia? You don't want to do that at all. At all. And you don't want to piss off the black people about this woman. So I know that this is a standstill, but I know that it will come to an end eventually. So, is there anything you want to say about that?
No, I am finished.
Okay, so now next thing that I have is another pet peeve. Now you know, because this is what I call the brown round and hot topics. No, hot buttons. Why? Because these are hot buttons. My next hot buttons, you know I can't let it go about it. And that is Kim and Skim. I can't let it go. When I saw Kim Kardashian mother Kris in a commercial, not just a commercial, where she kind of like showed her face, but she really didn't. But they showed a picture of her face with no makeup. Overall, she looks fabulous. Overall, but you could tell she's definitely an older woman.
Yes.
Definitely.
Literally all the ad did was just show that Kim Kardashian skincare products. At least that one in particular removes your makeup.
To remove the makeup and how it clean her skin and nourish her skin. My point is, when your mother is doing a commercial for you, you in trouble. You are in trouble.
I didn't catch that.
Now, not mentioning that they were saying how Kim wanted like $600 and the product was cheaply made in cardboard or plastic, whatever. Child, however, when your mama had to play in a commercial to support your product.
This is the second commercial we've seen Kris Jenner in. Because she did one with Dream to do,
But she's with the children now.
Yes.
She's promoting the children. You know she is promoting the children. But to see her in a commercial to come on, guys. Come on, you all. That is a lot. And I want to know, how is it going on now with all this going on? It seems Kanye is back in his house, and Kim is letting them come over. While Pete the Me, no, I'm not going to call him Pete the Me, because I don't believe that's what it is. Because he always going, I think it's Pete the Tongue. That's what I do. Why? Because he's always showing his fat tongue whenever. So sometimes we think it's the meat. Yeah, maybe it's the meat of that tongue, because that's what he's always showing in the camera. Just look back at all his movies, you see. So anyway, now that he is making his movie, I don't really see Kim around as much. I see Kim as flopping over there.
She's not allowed to be over there.
She's going over there in a little private jet, and I think they made some kind of allowance for her. I don't know. Kim gonna do what Kim wanna do until Kim get busted with anything. And because we know she's a little cheater, a little sneaker, a little liar, a little thief. We know that. That's her character, and that's how she got to where she got, right? So, but nevertheless, I just wanted to bring up and how Kim using her daughter, everything to make money. I hope that if she's trying to maneuver her way back to Kanye Ye, I hope that he don't fall for it. I hope he don't.
And I hope
not today. Maybe a year or two from now, but not now. Please don't, Kanye. Please, if that's what she's doing. Because if she's coming back, to me, you're about to blow. You're about to blow world international. You're about to go and embark on businesses, and she gonna want a part of that because her business skimmed flop. Tank. And it isn't doing the money that she says. And not forget that the trademark that she had for what, Skim? Skin is gone.
Yes.
Is it
and she's still selling her products.
Right. But does she still have a trademark for Skin?
It's currently banned at the moment because of the other
Is it Skin or Skim?
Skin is the skincare line, and Skims is the clothing.
The Skims is where Kanye is. So Skims is not having a problem. So what she's trying to do is sell her product Skin, trying to clear it out. Oh, okay. And is it still $600, you know?
I'm not sure. I can look that up.
You know, you see what I'm saying? But you know what? This had to be a horrible blow for her, because you got to understand she was banking on everything. If this would have blew up the way she wanted, oh my God, you know? Oh, you couldn't tell that big head nothing. But now... See, she doing okay. Yep. Go ahead. Did you find anything?
Yep, she's currently having a sale going on.
Oh,
but the complete collection is $673.
Nobody's gonna pay that.
And it's currently on sale for $575, and you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 products.
That ain't bad though for 9 products. I mean, I mean, skincare products are expensive.
I mean, they are.
Nevertheless, you gotta understand what they made out of. You gotta wanna know, because I was reading somewhere that if it don't work, you don't get a money back. I would never buy a product that I can't exchange it, or I can't get my money back, especially when I'm paying $500 for a kit, or $600. That would be too much for me. Because even if I go to Sephora or go to Macy's or whatever place I go to buy some face, if I go and I have my receipt and I say they burnt my face, I can exchange or get my money back. Unless I bought a product that is a final sale.
Yes.
Then that would be different. Well, anyway, that is with Kim. And who is this?
I want to chime in a bit.
Wait a minute,
though.
what is that before you go?
A mukbang.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right, okay.
Because they were showing a picture of Northwest in Kanye West's studio designing
Right.
T-shirts.
Yeah.
And
they were nice.
They were, and
is she an artist?
it looks like it.
Looks like she could draw it, like, yeah.
And the thing is that her name is trademark. So I'm just like, is Kim trying to give us a sneak peek of what a North collection gonna look like made by North?
And it was in Kanye's studio at his house. See what I'm saying? Now I don't know about you, but if I was Pete and I was away, and now you doing all this, when I was there, you ain't want them around. When I was there in town, you know, you had me riding them up and down the street. When I was there, you didn't want to go over to his house. Now that I'm gone, now y'all spending time together. Oh, Pete, wake up. She's a money chaser. Now, as for you, Pete, you blew up being under that Kardashian. Look, take it from what I know. I'm telling you, it wouldn't matter to me. But Pete, you have no children. You have no right to be with a woman with 4 kids that is 40, 41 years old. No, baby. Get somebody more young. Live your life. Live your life. You're too young. Trust me, you're too young. You'll regret it. Every man that has married her has regretted it. I'm just saying, don't. You'll never be happy. You'll never be happy with her. You know why? Because you'll never feel like you're a man, that you did it on your own. It'll always be in the shadows of Kim Kardashian. Trust that. Trust that. Well, are we finished with that?
Yes, now we're finished.
Well, did I do Kim? Okay. Well, of course, you know I want to talk about Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck marriage. And you know this is my breaking story. Ooh, but I'm not going to. Sorry. I'm going to have to do this one with the read, because I'm going to have to read cards when I go into this one. So after I do this, I am going to go into cards. However, I wanted to end this on something different, that this is something that I am fascinated with. I hope it doesn't gross you out. I am fascinated with it. I still don't understand why, but it is called what is it?
Mukbang.
Mukbang. Now, I've been in it because I just like to watch people eat. But this is not this. This is more than that. I'm on a whole nother level. I'm on an addiction. It ain't even normal. And that is, they have so much food, and you watch them eat it.
Right, like as much as this table could hold.
And they're eating it. It could be a family. It could be one person, but this is a woman. And I wonder, after they gorge themselves, maybe they're not gorging themselves, but after they eat this food, do they make themselves eliminated somehow, or is it just? And it's just, I have questions with this thing, but all at the same time, because they're not heaving or gagging or feeling nauseous, like it don't feel like they doing none of that.
Yes.
It just seems like they just
enjoying it right in the camera.
And you hear them. And what I would love when they drink, I would love to hear a belch, that I know their food is being digested. They be eating like.
Never hear them burp.
You don't hear them burp. Do their food digest?
I have no clue. That the mystery is in the magic.
And maybe you hear them going, do it with me. Hey. and you hear the clack, and they just be eating, and this is like Asians. What is it called again?
A mukbang.
Please, you gotta show just a few seconds of it. I find it fascinating. I don't know if you ever seen anything like that. And again, let me say, they're not gorging themselves. It doesn't appear to be. To me, they are, but it doesn't appear to be. It just seems that they enjoying it. At the end, you watch them eat it, you hear them eat it, you hear them swallow, you hear everything, and then at the end, thank you. Honestly, some people may find it gross. I don't know what the lore of it is. With that being said, also, I felt myself having a difficult time to go to sleep last night. So I found this little thing, and it had thundering and lightning. Not lightning, but thunder and a storm. And they said in 3 minutes, you'll go to sleep. Well, I put it on, and I was like, I didn't wait till 3 minutes, but then I felt my mind being shifted, when as soon as I started hearing it, and in the darkness, I'll show you the video. And immediately when I heard the rain and all the thunder, my mind had a reaction to it. And I said, I waited, but I didn't go 3 minutes. And I was like, by golly, it could put me to sleep. So I left that. But if you're having problems going to sleep, hey, there's some stuff on YouTube that could help you. At least it's worth the try. That thunder and lightning thing, it did something to my brain. And I'm just saying.
I like those kinds of sounds.
Is that right?
Yeah, instead of sleeping, because it just reminds me of like natural nature, and I don't have to wait for it to naturally come. I could hear the sounds, especially if you have earbuds in.
Okay.
Oh my God, it immerses you like you're in there. And I just do it for relaxation. Like, it just feels calming and soothing.
Really? And it'll put you to sleep.
I never tried to put to sleep.
Well, no, this one says it is going to put you to sleep in 3 minutes. When I first put the video on, I could feel something started buzzing, like my brain didn't feel right. Like, what is it, messing with my brain, my sound waves, or whatever? But nevertheless, I listened to it for about, I don't know, maybe 60 seconds. And then I said, maybe this will put me to sleep. I'm going to leave this alone. But I'm going to try it. But nevertheless, there are things out there for insomniacs out there, something to try. Is there anything else?
Nope, there's nothing.
There's got to be something we could talk about that we missed. Anything? No, we got
we did miss one important thing.
Okay.
Oh my God. Gena.
Yes. Thank you. Because it was so little here. My problem now. This is what I wanted to end it with. I wanted to end it with the mock last, but I forgot because Baby Crone had wrote it so tiny.
I'm sorry.
So, however, her name is Gena
Tew.
Tew. Gena Tew contracted the virus, and I'm talking about that virus that came out in the 80s, and I don't know why we can't say AIDS. I don't understand. I don't understand why that is such a bad word. A lot of things I don't understand, but I'm saying she caught the virus, and she was a beautiful girl. She's still beautiful, but this woman is like, I don't know if she weighs a good 70 pounds.
I think
She suffered with this thing. She seemed so pleasant, and she said that she did call the people she slept with, and she said that they were very sweet and I'm paraphrasing, very sweet and understanding, that it made her feel good. However, this woman didn't know that she had it. She's about 25 years old. I don't know how long she had it.
Yeah, she's an Instagram model.
Yes, she was. My thing with her is this. People trying to make her out to be dirty. But what people fail to realize, she caught this from a man. Okay? She caught this from a man. Just like she may have given it to men, she caught it from a male. You understand? Like she said, I done slept with so many people. I don't know where I got it from. And I like the fact that she said, yeah, I had symptoms, but I thought it was colds, I thought it was this. I would go to the doctors, they would tell me that I'm this, I'm that. But she never thought, she said she got STD tested, but she never had an AIDS test. Boy, if that doesn't speak volumes. Let me stop here and say, if you are promiscuous, be you male or female, young or old, middle age, it doesn't matter. If you are promiscuous and you're not protecting yourself, please treat yourself. Go get a test. Go get an AIDS test. Matter of fact, you can even buy them from a drugstore. You know, you can buy them, at least you used to. So treat yourself, you know. And with this Gena thing, now, you know, they say that Nick Cannon had it, allegedly. I don't know if Nick Cannon have it, but Nick Cannon has been having a lot of health issues. That leaves a question mark. Not only that, he's making all these babies, so we know he loved to do it raw. Oh, baby, I like it raw. Oh, baby, I like it raw. You know he likes it raw. So, And then, you know, he's the one who's going around and saying women have stinky pananis. So, you know.
It's not a good look.
Ouch, ooch. And now there's, you know, people are questioning, he said that he had lupus, but they're questioning, is it really lupus? Is it? Because there was a time when he was really bad off ill. And another person that they said that could be it, they said Chris Brown. But I don't hear much of Chris Brown as I do Nick Cannon. And she said, I read that Nick Cannon had called her and they talked and that she was gentle. I hope that this is a turnaround for Nick. Or either Nick knows something that we don't know. But if I was those women, I would be scared as F to sleep with Nick Cannon. Really. Whether he have it or not. Because he likes to ride raw. And that is an issue for me. And I used to adore Nick. I loved him. And now, he just like stinky Nick.
And sickly.
Ew. And then he gonna talk about somebody's for JJ. Oh, I almost slipped and said nigga. Sorry about that. You gonna talk about somebody for Nani.
And that brings us up to how, where's the protection for females when it comes to protecting yourself during sex?
So that sent me on a tizzy to try to find out where can you find female condoms. Guess what? There isn't any but one. And what is the name of it?
FC2.
And it's $80 and you get 12.
Yes.
$80. So you want women to protect themselves, but you have nothing. As far as I knew, they had condoms for women. No.
This is the only FDA approved one.
Sad. You talk about protect yourselves, women protect yourself, and then you make them so high that a poor person can't afford to spend $80 for condoms. Or somebody that has a lot of children. Or maybe somebody who's working. Come on, people. If a man, my thing is, if a man don't want to use a condom, the woman, you use it. You to be the one to protect yourself. But how can you when they don't have anything for you? So unfair. So unfair. And what is out there? $80 when you can buy a condom for $6, $7.
Yes.
Really? What's spermicide? Sad. So this Gena just made me just think about that. So, you know, guys,
this is just really not a time for women because they talk about this, but yet here's a little tidbit about me. My insurance wanted to take away birth control and not cover it because That's something like apparently every 2 years they revise their medicines that they're going to cover for you. And this year they cut out birth control.
Really?
Yes, so
Right.
I had to struggle, but thankfully I went to my doctor and was able to get it approved. But now they're making it where you can't even get birth control.
Isn't that crazy?
Yet they just made it illegal to have abortions.
They made it legal?
Illegal.
So they making sure you're gonna have a baby. Ooh, how that make you feel?
Like I said, not a great time to be a woman.
So all I can say, and what about those that have to take it because they suffer with real bad menses? That they're not even taking it for that.
Probably not even going to get prescribed it anywhere or even recommended to it if you go to a doctor.
I just don't believe they're going to put it out like that, because that would mean all the people that's making that money isn't going to get any money. So if you want birth control pills, you may have to pay for them out of pocket. And they may make them like, who knows, $300 or something. Who knows? Whatever it is frightening. Frightening that the government is doing things like this. I think it's horrible. Instead of doing things like that, why don't you get Birttney Griner home?
Yes,
How about
honestly.
that? Spending your money on all this, trying to stop women from getting pregnant. How about doing that? How about that? Instead of worrying about people have guns, why don't you do something productive? You know? Well, anyway, is there anything else?
No, that is all we have to talk about.
I think that I got everything. These were hot. This was the brown round,
Yes.
but these were hot buttons that
Very
we had.
hot.
How many minutes we have left over?
7.
Oh, okay. So we were just trying to give you the news. Well, anyway, I'd like to thank you for joining us again for the brown round, but this time it was the brown round hot buttons, because we really was having some issues. However, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to do a read on Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. Can't wait. I'm so excited. And please tune in on Wednesday, because Baby Crone is going to be doing
The metaverse.
Woo! Can't wait to see what she come up with. You know she studies very thorough for these things.
I do.
So we're excited. So again, thank you, my little crones, my little munchkins, and my little chickens. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. Keep thumbing me up. Thank you for all my friends and family members that are supporting me. Mwah! Smooches to you all. Thank you, here and all over the world. However, I'm growing. I like to look at it like this. If I had 300 people and I had to go to church on Sunday, would it be worth getting up? You're damn right. It would be worth getting up for 50. So now I'm getting up there little by little. I am grateful and I am proud. Please send your questions. Please send your requests. Please send videos of TikTok, anything you want to know for Baby Crone. And for me, if you want to hear about a celebrity or yourself even, I'll read for you on air. Whatever you like, we are here for you. And we thank you all for joining us. Mwah. Ciao.